Hello everybody, it's Philly Kuts with another Hump Day Haul. We're up to number 98, you know, where I get together with you guys every week and we discuss my stack of overpriced comic books. Because I can't wait, I have to buy new, you know. Anyway, we got a big week. Big week for DC once again, and predominantly Image Comics. Let's start out with Superman Action Comics number 960. You got Dan Jurgens doing the writing and Tyler Kirkman doing the artwork, and I'm saying it's improving, the artwork. I'm feeling it. This is the Doomsday story, Path of Doom Part 4. And look who's coming in to help save the day. That's her taking off in flight with a human, Clark Kent. That's right, he's human. If you read the last issue, he actually broke his arm. Doomsday has been kicking some. Doing a number on Lex Luthor, Super Lex Luthor, last issue. We do find out a bit more regarding Doomsday's intentions here. He's not just on some kind of wild rampage in the city of Metropolis. He's actually trying to kill Kryptonians. That's his deal. Pretty Flashpoint. Superman certainly has his hands full. I'm wondering what kind of energy will be between Wonder Woman and this pre-Flashpoint Supes, being that Wonder Woman was so in love with New 52 Superman. Will she stay true? I would have to think so. If you read the latest issues of Justice League, you know that they were mourning the loss of pre-52 or New 52 Supes. So we'll have to see that. Now, the big deal in this is that because Doomsday is hunting Kryptonians, his Kryptonian radar goes off, and he realizes that there's another Kryptonian, well, half Kryptonian, Superman's son, John. And Lois Lane kind of gathers that, tells John, we got to get the hell out of here, man. Superman realizes it too, and he is off to the races to go help his family. Now, priorities shifted, people. Superman kind of just dropped defending Metropolis like a bad habit, and hot tails it over there. So what's up? What's up? He actually left Lex Luthor in charge. So it's interesting to see. So kind of priority shifting for Superman. You know, he's a family man in this comic. And it's interesting to see. Interesting to see, because Superman was always like the drop-dead defender of planet Earth. So priorities have shifted. All right. That's Action Comics number 960. Now, we got Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps number 1. Now, Sinestro is in charge of the universe, people. Hal Jordan is one of the last remaining Green Lanterns in this universe. The majority of the Green Lantern Corps is still stuck in another universe, in another time. And Sinestro, for some reason, and I'm trying to figure this out, is very, very old. Like super old. Look at him. And tired. Now, when the Sinestro series, the standalone Sinestro series ended, Sinestro was still pretty young and robust. He was a bit worn out because he really expended a lot of his energy defending planet Earth from the Pale Bishop and the Paling. Wiped him out. But it's never really fully explained how Sinestro got this old. I don't know if like a certain amount of time passed or whatever, but then again, why the hell didn't Hal Jordan and everyone else age? Anyway, this kind of sets up a story vehicle for Sinestro cutting a deal with Parallax, living embodiment of fear. Parallax cuts a deal with him, makes him young again, and Sinestro becomes, you know, his regular villainous self, set to spread fear across the universe. Now, Hal Jordan no longer has his Cronus Gauntlet, the secret weapon that he was using throughout his whole renegade phase, in which he was going kind of solo across the universe. He now has his ring back. And I'm just wondering what is going to go down. Now, there are some tensions brewing in the Yellow Lantern Corps between Alyssa Drack and Sinestro's daughter, Sornik. I'm wondering what will happen there. And Sornik is going back to hating Papa again. We all know that if we've been reading Sinestro and Green Lantern, that her and her dad have had a kind of up and down relationship. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. And there he is, a rejuvenated Sinestro again, back to being young. And will Green Lantern finally reunite with the rest of the Green Lantern Corps? I can't tell you guys. You got to buy the issue. I don't want to spoil it for you. All right, on to Batman Detective Comics number 937. And this story is really heating up. This is part 4 of the whole colony and the Batman army story, Rise of the Batmen. Now, it turns out that the leader of this militarized colony, this Batman force, turns out to be none other than Batwoman's father, Jake Kane, who happens to be the uncle of Superman. Here he is, he's a military guy, he's a general. Yes, Jake Kane, Uncle Jake. I guess there's always been a little bit of tension between the Waynes and the Kanes. So, is this going to put some stress on the relationship between Batwoman and Batman? Who are her loyalties going to lie with? Her father, Jake? Or with Bruce, Batman? What else I'm really loving about this story, too, is that we're really constantly seeing the further gelling of the Batman crew, the Vigilante crew. There you see them right there. Red Robin, Spoiler, Batwoman, Clayface, Orphan. We're really starting to get a taste of each one of their personalities. The team is really starting to gel together. Some of them are even hooking up. I'm not even going to tell you who's doing that with who. But it's turning out to be a really good story, a really surprise story. I'm really liking what Tinian is doing here with the writing, and it's looking good. It's looking really good, and I've been pleasantly surprised with this. This was a book that I was actually debating on whether or not to get, and I'm glad I did. All right, the end of Harley Quinn, Volume 1, New 52 Harley Quinn. That's a great cover, man. I think that's going to get cover of the week. That is just a sick-looking cover, isn't it? This is kind of another sort of psychedelic kind of Harley Quinn story. It kind of begins with them in the movie theater, chilling out. You got Harley and her whole crew there. You can even see Wonder Woman there, and I think Batman is there as well. She goes out to the concession stand, and we're treated to the Penguin being out there. Now, if you notice, there is a new artist in this issue, and I think she does a really good job. Her last name is Chariter. I think it's like Alyssa Charitier. I can't say it. But it works. Does a really, really good job, you know? I know that you may be feeling Chad Harden in his artwork, but it really works. I really like it. Always nice when you can get a good guest artist and they kind of hit it out of the park. Another thing that's going on in this story is that there's a tree that has grown in Brooklyn. That's actually what the name of it is. And Harley Quinn has to end up saving the tree. She gets all environmentally on us. Actually recruits the help of Poison Ivy to kind of save this tree. And yeah, so, you know, typical Harley Quinn issue. There's going to be lots of, you know, toilet humor, stuff like that. Enjoyable. I always crack a smile. It's my comic relief comic because I usually buy a lot of horror comics and stuff like that, so it's kind of a nice way to break up the reading for me. But this starts next month, and it's a big, big month for DC and for Harley Quinn especially, with the Suicide Squad coming out, both the movie and the comic as well. Harley Quinn is going to go to twice a month, and I'm just hoping, you know, they're keeping pretty much the same artistic team. I think Chad Hardin's going to be back on the book, along with writers Connor and Palmati. Jeez, I can't pronounce names today. I'm just saying, it ain't broke. Harley Quinn ain't broke. So I'm hoping that it's just pretty much going to be a straight continuation. I almost don't know why they need to start renumbering it again. All right, on to Wonder Woman number 3. And if you look on the cover, she's being held by Cheetah. And that is a long-time enemy of Wonder Woman. And I guess at one time they were friends, long before I ever started reading this book. Greg Rucka is doing the writing. He's had a legendary run on Wonder Woman before. And the artwork by Liam Sharp is just tremendous. Now, Wonder Woman and Cheetah have a heart-to-heart in this book. And they end up helping each other. There's a mystery. Wonder Woman is trying to find her home, Theomisa. And I guess Cheetah may have some of the answers. Now, if you haven't been reading Wonder Woman, you know that they're kind of switching off each week. They're doing the Lies storyline this week, and then they're going to be back to the Year One storyline with Wonder Woman. And both stories, as a matter of fact, involve Steve Trevor, longtime romantic interest of Wonder Woman. In both storylines, he is involved. Just tremendous artwork, as you can see. Really, really atmospheric. I'm enjoying the work of the coloring as well. Some dude named Martin. But the whole Cheetah thing is great. It's great-looking enemies in this. And I'm really looking forward to learning more about the dynamic between Wonder Woman and Cheetah. So I'm looking forward to that. And I've been enjoying Wonder Woman so far. So there you go. All right. Now, we got a bevy of Outcast Image comics. Actually, one Outcast comic. But Chapter 19. Now, Kirkman, the writer, he promises a ton of answers in this issue. A ton of answers. This man, Sidney, the man in the hat, who has Kyle, the outcast, the exorcist, in his grasp. For a long time, there has been a lot of unanswered questions regarding this man, Sidney. The man that Kyle regards as the devil himself. Well, Kirkman is promising answers to all these questions, and he's promising a wider net being cast involving the whole story and the scope of Outcast and how wide these level of possessions are. It's just growing and growing, and Kirkman promises us tons and tons of answers. How is Kyle going to deal with this when he hears some of these answers as well? I don't want to give it away to you, but it kind of gets down a little bit, folks, between him and Sidney. And I just can't really wait to read this. The only complaint that I ever have about this book is that it's just too damn short, and it literally takes me, under 5 minutes to read the story, It's the only disappointing thing that I have to say about this book. But other than that, if you like creepy stories, if you're into demonic possession, get Outcast. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. And by the way, I did see that Fox, in September, is going to be putting out a TV series called The Exorcist, which is, yes, based on the classic William Peter Blatty story, and the movie, directed by William Friedkin. Yeah, it's a whole story, a whole series dealing with that, and it looks pretty scary. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm definitely going to be checking that out in September, because I can't get Outcast. Now, if anyone has Cinemax, let me know down below, and let me know if you've been watching the Outcast series that is on Cinemax. I would love to know how it is. Is it good? I'm just praying to God when season 1 ends, it's going to end up on like Netflix or something, or on Amazon. Who knows? I have been watching Penny Dreadful, and it is excellent. It is excellent. And it's on Netflix. Okay. Brian Busoletto, Tony Infante, Sons of the Devil, number 9. We keep following the story of Travis, who is an orphan, but he's finding out issue by issue more about his family that was involved in a cult. Now, they're breaking up this story in present day and flashback fashion. We get kicked back to Northern California, 1989, where we see Travis's mother and her being balls deep in this cult. It turns out that it was a suicide cult. The leader of this cult, who is Travis's father, and he is still around in present day, ends up getting all these people to commit suicide. Now, what I think is that a bunch of babies were supposed to be sacrificed as well, and if he did this, he was going to be granted some great powers by El Lucifer himself. This guy's a bad dude, man. He is a bad dude. So in this issue, Travis kind of has a heart-to-heart with another one of his family members, a brother, who's kind of like this biker type. Ends up having some lunch and dinner with him, and then ends up dropping him off at the bus station. And his brother basically tells him, dude, I don't want anything to do with this. If you want to try to track down Dad, who made a deal with the devil himself, you have at it, bro. I ain't dealing with it. And you would think that that would set off, a whole bunch of red flags for Mr. Travis, but it doesn't. And it makes him hunt for his dad even more. Now, we find out, too, in this issue that his girlfriend, Mel, who is a saint, because she deals with all of Travis's anger issues and his mood, his labile mood, she ends up telling him that she's pregnant, and then they start to wonder and plan for the future. So it's going to be interesting to see where this story goes. It certainly is a slow burn, but it's looking like it's starting to pick up this issue. So check it out if you're into satanic cults and mysteries and stuff. All right, on to Drifter, Ivan Brandon, Nick Klein, who is another one of my favorite artists. We continue with Ghost Town, and Ghost Town is going to hell because the Wheelers, who are this alien race, they are invading. Look at them. They are invading the Ghost Town, and they are not happy. These guys have been kind of trapped down in the mine shafts of this world. They are not happy, and they are about to revolt. And as you can see, the Wheelers there against the miners and the citizen folk of Ghost Town there, they are not happy. It turns out that the sheriff of this town, it was revealed in last issue, that she had kind of cut some deals with the nefarious, strange, dark character who kind of looks like one of the Wheelers, but he wears like a hood. She kind of cut a deal with that guy, and it isn't going well. It isn't going as planned. Nick Klein just is an amazing artist, man. I wish I had a better camera to kind of just show you guys how cool this picture looks, because it isn't picking it up at all. But a nice 2-page spread of them doing battle, and I just love this story. Stranger in a Strange Land, and it's just heating up. This issue is just great. Look at that. Knife in the neck. It's getting down and dirty, folks. Both sides of this warring faction, of these warring factions, are just upset with one another, and I can't wait to see how it goes down. Drifter. Check it out. Great series. All right. Another Image comic. We got The Beauty, and they continue with their one-shot prequels. Beauty is the STD that everyone wants to catch. Why? Because it makes you beautiful, man. You're a guy, you turn into a dashing hunk like Brad Pitt. You're a woman, And you end up looking like, oh, I don't know. Who's considered a beautiful actress these days? I don't even know anymore. I'm still thinking Angelina Jolie, but then I think she looks all weird and stuff with those lips. But anyway, it's another one-shot story. I don't know too much. I was only able to leaf through it. It turns out it deals with a teenage runaway who's hooked up with this man here, and she does a job of burying some dead bodies that are in this trunk. And she ends up kind of falling in love with the guy that she's doing this nasty, dirty deed with. In the trenches together, throwing dirt upon dead bodies. Yeah, I guess I could see how that would turn you on. You gotta take a shower afterwards. Hang out, do some talking, you know. But anyway, I'm enjoying the exploration of beauty, and they are a nice collection of one-shots, which I wish comics did more of. There's just not enough one-shots in this world. Okay, and I got a brand new issue, and everything is done by this guy, Raphael Anico. He does the story, he does the coloring, he does the artwork. It's tremendous, man. The artwork in this is awesome, dude. Check this out. Pretty cool. Check out that dog. That looks like my girlfriend's dog, Tucker, who was a chocolate lab. Just great looking, atmospheric. Look at the rain coming down through that headlight. It just looks awesome, dude. There's even better pictures in here. I'm not even showing you guys like the best pictures. Check out this mech in the distance here. Look at the truck coming up on it. Again, look at the atmosphere, the fogginess, the wetness. It is just looking good, and I'm so hoping that this turns out to be a really, really good story, because the artwork is already off the hook and top-notch. And I don't know why this dude hasn't been on my radar before. If anybody knows of anything else he has done, please let me know, because I want to check it out. But I'm going to read you guys the tagline, and this is very interesting too. In the aftermath of an alien invasion, a prototype military robot is rushed into the field before it's combat ready. Now attached to a group of survivors, it studies them to learn what it means to be human. Will it come to understand man as a noble creature worth preserving? Or that the human race isn't worth saving at all? So yes, what is humanity like through the eyes of a robot that is sent to protect them? Pretty cool. I'll let you guys know how that goes. I was really excited about that. And then finally, Dark Horse, Lobster Johnson, Metal Monsters of Midtown, number 3 of 3. I gotta tell you, the artwork by Tonsi Zonjic in this issue, it gets better and better. I love it. It looks so good as well. It is set in the 1930s. Giant robots have invaded Manhattan. In the first issue, they break into and cause havoc in a bank, but they don't steal any money. Lobster Johnson is sent to wonder what are their intentions, but moreover, how the hell did the person who built these robots afford to do it? There's a mysterious woman in this book that Lobster Jones makes contact with. Through his power of persuasion and inquisition, he learns that this woman's husband was a spelunker, and he ended up discovering these robots. Ended up getting all sorts of messed up and infected with an illness, and look at what it did to his eyes, dude. Maybe because he was down in that cave for a long, long time, hanging out with those robots before he decided to come to the surface. Will the mysterious lady unlock the key to stopping her husband and these robots? I don't know. You gotta read the freaking book, dude. Again, a great story. Moreover, we learn about Lobster Johnson and his team a bit more. It's fleshed out a bit more. Usually, Lobster Johnson, we're dealing with him in a solo capacity. But they're opening it up a little bit. So John Arcudi, who is the writer, longtime writer for BPRD, does a great job. and I can't wait to plow through this and get through another chapter of Lobster Johnson. Hey, if anybody out there has read this week Red Hood and the Outlaws, I'm curious, because I was like this close to getting it. I was this close. I was really, really curious. I was leafing through that issue, and I really wanted to get it. All right, like I said before, I already told you guys, but I'll show you again. Cover of the week, Harley Quinn, number 30, The End of an Era, Volume 1, New 52. Peace out. She's done. And that's it. I'm done, folks. Episode number 100 is coming up soon. You guys let me know if you want me to give you a shout out. Let me know in the comments section below. But expect a shout out video for the Hump Day Haul number 100. I can't believe it's already been that long. All right, folks. Thanks for watching as always. Peace. Bye.